Alright lads, so a couple days ago we did get our new updated Guild Quest schedule outlining the next couple weeks of Guild Quest, more so for the next 2 months until April 20th. And what this does mean, in case you are new to the game and you haven't been following the Guild Quest schedule, is that obviously KLab likes to release and re-release characters according to maybe active Guild Quest phases that are either currently active or soon to be active after a new banner does release. And what this does mean is that potentially in a month or two in advance, you can prepare yourself to save for a certain banner with the idea that KLab might be releasing a character for that respective Guild Quest. Just to give some examples, right, we knew at the end of the year last year that we were going to get a human killer for end of month of September. So going into end of month September, I was likely going to summon just for what the characters had to offer, regardless of who it was going to be. Lucky for me, it ended up being a pretty cool Byakuya, so I pulled for the character anyway, but he was also really good for my Guild Quest scores. Likewise, the following month, we knew we were going to finally get a new ranged super killer, and we got exactly that with Giselle. Fortunately for someone like me, these were killer ranges that I needed, and it just so happened to be some of my favorite characters. So going into this schedule, we can have a look at the upcoming potential end of month and what the characters might have to offer. I guess first and foremost though, what we actually kind of have a look at here is the potential upcoming mid-month banner. So mid-month will be active on the 19th, and when that banner does release, we are going to have the immediate Aaroniero Guild Quest. Now, I don't believe this is going to be for any new upcoming character. What we are seeing here, since it is a new Guild Quest schedule, they want us to use Esno again, and then also on the 13th, we have the Ranger Aaroniero Guild Quest because Bambietta just returns. So if anything, for this upcoming mid-month banner, which mid-month more often than not does feature Guild Quest units, we're likely going to see a new ranged Captain Killer and or a new ranged Sturmritter Killer. Now, I just made a video earlier today going over the ranged Sturmritter Guild Quest, so it is kind of crazy to see it come back so soon. And what I'm really hoping for here is that mid-month is going to introduce a new ranged Sturmritter Killer. And in this case, if that is the case, it likely is going to be a Spiritual Pressure unit. Because if we look at our current ranged Sturmritter Killers, it is a new addition. We only kind of just start getting characters for this Guild Quest phase. But right now, what we are seeing is that there aren't that many good characters. Like, there's basically 4 usable, and 3 of them are normal attack damage characters. We just got Nanana, and the Guild Quest that was active today, it just left, was purposely for us to use Nanana. So I'm going to assume if we are to get a ranged Sturmritter Killer, it has to be a Spiritual Pressure unit, because otherwise they aren't going to make much of an impact for that Guild Quest phase. But at the same time, I mentioned it in my video earlier today, didn't even know this phase was coming back up again. We just need more leads, because right now only Toshiro is a good lead. If you don't have Toshiro, you're kind of out of options, at least once with Killer. I mean, we have access to Nanao, Ichigo, Iba, and also Jushiro, but they are not really equipped to be used in Guild Quest content. So a new character would be great to see, and hopefully, and this is something that I hear a lot whenever we do get potential new characters for a Guild Quest phase, that they're already replacing X character. And personally, the way I see it is that it's just additional support. If this hypothetical character comes out in the mid-month of February as a ranged Sturmritter Killer and they aren't better than Toshiro, I don't think that's a bad thing. I think just having more options is better. If they end up being better than Toshiro, sure, that's not too bad. Having good mid-month characters is never a bad thing. But most importantly, without a doubt, this Guild Quest phase just needs more characters, and we're likely going to see that for our next banner mid-month February, which actually, for those that are curious, is getting announced earlier than intended. Since the mid-month banner announcement is on the 16th, which is a Sunday, we actually should be getting it announced on Friday the 14th. Now, the following week, the next Guild Quest phase after that, it is ranged Captain Killers, so what I think we're going to see here is a new ranged Captain Killer. Since we recently just received Candice, I don't expect a new SP character. When it comes to Spiritual Pressure leads, we do have access to Bambietta and also Aizen. They are still usable. Not the greatest, but that's where Candice comes in. But this Guild Quest phase in general is lacking new normal attack damage characters. Okura is still holding up relatively well, likewise of Nelio, and you can even use someone like Orihime. But this new meta of Guild Quest units having Fly +2 and really high bruiser values, we just don't really have that in this Guild Quest phase. I'm kind of okay with the team that I do have. I'm not in a desperate need for a new ranged Captain Killer, but it is something that we haven't had in quite some time. I mean, last year in particular, we only got 1 new ranged Captain Killer. Now, the next notable day is the 4th of March, and that's when we're going to be getting the ranged Espada Guild Quest. Now, right now, personally, this Guild Quest definitely does need a lot of new support. Whether it's a normal attack damage character or elites, an SP lead in particular. I think me personally, because I just don't like playing this Guild Quest phase, I want a new SP lead. Because right now, this Guild Quest phase technically has 2 options, Okura and also Misaki. Technically, we also have access to this Retsu and Soifon, but I don't think anyone is using them as a leads. Now, even though I did say early in the video that I don't like saying X character is going to get replaced, but I really would in this case like Misaki to be replaced. I just don't like using it in Guild Quests. At this point in time, I despise the SA2 barrage attack. I don't like it. Most importantly, paired with her very bad SA1. Using Misaki in Guild Quest is just not fun when you're trying to reset for a high score. If you're just trying to clear, Misaki's good enough. But if you also would like me that resets to try and get the best score they can get, Misaki is unbearable, I'll be honest. So if they want to give us a new SP leads, I'm honestly at this point all for it, and it will be for this upcoming end of month banner. At the same time though, if they do want to go down the normal attack damage route, similar to the range Captain Killer Guild Quest, there are no currently existing Flurry plus 2 characters that we can use. Yukio and also Abirama, perfectly serviceable normal attack damage characters, only have Flurry 1. And a character like Okura has the 80% attack boost, but likely you aren't even going to inflict a status summon to get said attack boost. So a new normal attack damage character would be great to see, but since it is an end of month banner, I'd rather that character be a new SP leads. Now in the same week, we are seeing the ranged Hollow Guild Quest. This guild quest is quite stacked. We do not need another SP lead for ranged Hollow Guild Quest for the foreseeable future, for the next year. No matter what they release, that character will never outplace Grammy. Basically, that simple. And that's why the next ranged Hollow Killer that we did get was a character that's not even supposed to be used in Guild Quest. He's a farming character. I guess we could go for new normal attack damage characters, but that's not really needed. Grammy basically solos. So I doubt we're going to see a new ranged Hollow Killer despite it being in the same week. So personally, I'd say it's a toss-up for what end of month is going to feature in terms of new characters for Guild Quests. We could see something similar to when Giselle and Bambietta first released, where we didn't have the Aranka Guild Quest for quite some time. Or even Senjumaro, right? Senjumaro didn't have a Guild Quest phase ready for like the next 20 days. So it might be hard to predict what killer these upcoming end of month characters will have, but I'd say it's very likely one of the characters will feature an Espada Killer as a ranged unit. And for someone like me that wants to quickly replace someone like Misaki, I'm definitely obviously saving orbs for the end of month upcoming one in the hopes that they do have a new ranged Espada Killer, because if they do and it's a cool character, likely I will be summoning for them. The next notable date to look at is the mid-month banner for next month, in this case March. Now the guild quest that will be active when this guild quest is out is the Emilia Espada guild quest, but again, similar to Grammy, no matter what they've released, it's going to make no impact. Kenpachi outright solos this guild quest phase, even more so when compared to Grammy. So no matter what they add, we just don't need it. I would say more leads is never a bad thing in this case, but since Grammy and also Kenpachi are premium characters and anniversary units, they're more available technically when compared to limited units. I don't mind Kenpachi being like the only really good lead for this guild quest phase. But the guild quest after that is the Rain Squad 0 guild quest. So if next mid-month wants to focus on a good unit, an impactful unit to a potential guild quest phase, what we are likely going to see here is a new normal attack damage character, preferably with a team boost SA2. Right now, as leads, we have access to Shinji and also Macy. Granted, Macy is super limited, but Shinji basically does the job, and you can maybe even get away using someone like Halibel to a certain extent. As far as normal attack damage characters are concerned, it's basically Ikaku and also Saruchi. The problem with these two characters, though, is that they fulfill the same role. When it comes to team building in Guild Quest, you always want to have two normal attack damage characters, preferably, though, one of them have a team boost SA2. Neither Saruchi or Ikaku have a team boost SA2. So if Caleb do want to sell a mid-month unit next month for the purpose of being used in Guild Quest and actually make a certain splash on the Guild Quest meta, they're ideally going to want to have a team boost SA2. It don't even matter what other skills they have. It don't matter how good or bad their damage output is. Likely it will be up to par. As long as they have a team boost SA2, they're good enough to be used, and they will fit into the best team for this guild quest phase. So I'm expecting a ranged normal attack damage character for the Rain Squad 0 guild quest next mid-month. And I guess since it happens soon after, we also could see a potential new ranged Sorpa Killer. We have Giselle. Giselle just returned. So if we are to see a potential new ranged Sorpa Killer, I think it's just going to be a Nat character. That would be my guess, if anything. At this point in time, to be fair, we have access to now Tokinada. He's going to get his resurrection, right? You can use him. You can still use Rose. Of course, you can also use the new Askin and Orihime. This guild quest phase doesn't entirely need new characters, but potential we are going to see a new ranged Sorpa Killer for mid-month March. And then I guess when it comes to end of month March, what we are going to see is a melee Hollow Killer potentially. So if we have a look at those characters, to be fair, this is one of the guild quest phases that doesn't really need new characters. At this point in time, most people opt in to use Sangdu, of course Mugetsu, and also Yuhabak. They're good enough. To be fair, though, we definitely can get maybe better. If they want to come out with a new melee Hollow Killer, I wouldn't entirely be surprised. Kensei works as a normal attack damage character support, and he is also a team booster. So I guess they could come out with a new normal attack damage character, just a simple Naj unit, but like that doesn't really offer much in all honesty. Since this is going to be an end of month banner, they can make a spark on this particular Guild Quest phase with a new additional lead, albeit not that needed. The following Guild Quest phase, however, is actually a ranged human killer. Maybe in this case, a new normal attack damage character. But then again, like I mentioned earlier, this Guild Quest phase basically only has Byakuya as a lead here. I mean, technically you can use Kiryu and also Quincy Ichiko and maybe even Bargo, but if you use those characters in Guild Quest, they're just not good. They just don't play, they don't feel good, they don't play well when it comes to the Guild Quest game mode. So right now, your only really good lead is Byakuya. So honestly, if Endem of March does want to introduce a new SP lead, I wouldn't mind it at this point. I personally wouldn't need it. I have Byakuya. But in a case for something like this, I don't mind more additional support. They could do a normal attack damage character. Right now, only basically Tendro exists. At least Tendro is actually really good. But an additional normal attack damage character wouldn't be too bad. Maybe that's what I'm expecting. And I guess that's really it for Endem of March in terms of our Guild Quest schedule. These are the two Guild Quests that are happening right after that banner does release. Melee Hollow, Ranged Human. So at least right now when it comes to upcoming characters. And to do a quick TLDW, our next mid-month banner will likely feature a ranged Stamina killer. My guess, since we just got access to two new normal attack damage characters, it is going to be a spiritual pressure lead to either one, replace Toshiro, or most importantly, go alongside Toshiro as an additional lead that people can use, so we don't have to only hunt for one particular unit. What I pull in that banner really depends on what the banner theme is and also who the character actually is. End of month February, though, is likely to feature a new range Espada killer. Whether that's a new normal attack damage character or a new SP lead, I likely will be summoning on this banner since it is an end of month banner. But if it's a character that I like that's also pretty good, and especially a new lead to hopefully replace Misaki, because I just do not like using her, it would give me personally more reason to summon on that banner. I've been wanting a new range Espada killer. So right now my orbs are being saved for next end of month in the hopes that we do potentially get that. March mid-month could potentially feature a new range squad 0 killer. At this point, it really could be a spiritual pressure lead or a side normal attack damage character. Either or I think would be good for this Guild Quest phase. Probably won't be getting any orbs out of me, at least personally. And then end of March likely will feature a new Melee Hollow killer. At this point, I'm not really sure if I'd want to summon for the character's purpose. Like I said, right now I'm likely summoning this upcoming end of month if it's a good character. But it might be someone that I do need. I don't really need a new Melee Hollow killer if we are to potentially get one. So likely that banner will have to do some carrying in terms of the character's theme and who the character is. I likely wouldn't be pulling because I need them, more so because I want them. And that, of course, is yet to be seen. We're quite a while away from that. And we might potentially see a new ranged human killer, which personally I don't need. So end of month March right now for me, in terms of what we have potentially upcoming, doesn't seem like a banner I want to summon on, at least as of right now, until I see who the characters are. End of month February looks to be a summon for me, unless they really fumble it. But end of March seems to be a skip for the time being. But either way, with that, so lads, that's the video for today, going over our potential next upcoming characters in terms of what they might offer with killers and also range. For me, at least as of right now, all eyes are on the upcoming end of month, because personally, I do want a new range Espada killer. If that can be on a cool banner with cool characters, likely gonna be very easy 25 steps, which right now I have like 2,700. And if I'm skipping mid-month, likely I'm gonna have some extra orbs for end of month, and hopefully that's maybe enough to go 25. But hopefully I don't have to go to 25, right? But I guess if you are looking forward to a potential new Hollow killer or human killer, you might want to save for next end of month, the one after February end of month. Hope you guys enjoyed the video though. See you guys next time. Take care and peace.